So Ross is in the is Division Two now. Also, I'm watching Sul Ross versus Midwestern State. Reason why Midwestern State's uniforms look like Florida State's the colors because they when back when I was in Wichita Falls they were the Northwestern State Indians. Okay, that's what they then they because of political correctness had the name changed and they became the Mustangs, like Western New Mexico. Yeah, but before that, for many years, they were the Indians. They were the Midwestern State Indians. Is the original nickname of the little guy who does the play-by-play for the Sul Ross Lobos, like University of New Mexico. They have pretty much the same colors, for the longest time. Sul Ross had, silver helmets with the Lobo on it, with the red cherry and the red, pretty much, very much similar colors. Yeah, the Lobos of Sul Ross and the Lobos of University of New Mexico. I don't know which one came first, the Texan or the Texans or the New Mexicans. I can't tell you. I don't know. I do know that Charlie Johnson was a defensive back at Sul Ross before he transferred to New Mexico State. I do know that. Yeah. Alpine. You look at the picture. I've always watched the things. I've looked at the pictures of this. I sent for stuff from Sul Ross when I was a kid to see about going to school. Sent to Western New Mexico for catalogs from Western New Mexico. Sul Ross, Western State. What was the other place? Fort Lewis, New Mexico Highlands. NAU. I'd always go send out a little card and always get the stuff from NAU. I don't know. Oh, what happened to it? I think it was all that stuff that crazy lady burnt up. That would steal stuff out of the storage units at Casamia. I think that's where all that stuff went. Yeah, used to have all the old NAU catalogs and stuff. I still have my old NAU versus Fort Lewis and NAU versus, was it Metro State? I think it was Metropolitan State with Terrence Sims and Andre Spencer and Andy Hurd and Dave Duane and Harry Payne and Stan Gaston and Troy, what's his name? Troy Benton, I think. And who else was on that? Who was the kid from Stockton? Was it Hutchinson? I'll have to look it up. Yeah. And trying to remember all the other kids. Stan Gaston. What was the other kid? The kid with the big thighs that could jump real well. I remember Terrence because Terrence was from Flag. Yeah. And Terrence Sims. His parents were, from Flagstaff because his dad played sports at NAU and then he went to NAU. First he went to, I think it was Central Arizona, and then came back home to go to NAU. So I remember back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore sometimes. No, I wish I was a kid again. This is a life of sacrifice given to us by the glory of God. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Do the best you can with every day. And make sure that every day is worthy of the gift of the blessing for everyone, Don't wish for things, don't. I was watching a lady do a thing on Zager and Evans. People, it's interesting the way people think, but it's a group relative thought process, And I remembered with that, the one thing I like most about that song is when they sit there and they say, maybe it's only yesterday. Whoa, whoa. Like, what year is it really? Just because we label it a year, how do we know? Like my brother-in-law with those people that here locally, that psychologists and stuff that are their quote-unquote friends. He doesn't know what day of the week it is. He's a schizophrenic or whatever and stuff. And I just remember telling Lawrence, it's the year like 4,000 of the dog in China, right? He's like, what? It's like, kids ain't in school, and I wasn't paying attention to the days. I still don't. Is today Monday or Tuesday? Last night was Monday Night Foosball, right? Okay, so day Tuesday, right? Oh, the Aggies are playing tonight. Yeah, I gotta listen to that on the radio. Oh, that starts soon. Isn't it like 5 o'clock or whatever? Yeah, because we're playing in Lynchburg. I better turn that on. I'm watching. This is a. I don't watch Pluto and Tubi and stuff that much anymore because my other one screwed up and I got mad and had to throw it against the wall and then throw it on the thing because it wouldn't work and it kept screwing things up and I got pissed. I was like, Earl. So now I don't watch. I watch. The only app I watch is the Lone Star Conference. I occasionally check out Mountain West, but I watch the Lone Star Conference. No, I took Rocky Mountain off because you have to put in these codes and all that crap. So I said, fuck that. I ain't watching Highlands. And I watch Highlands, but it's if it's they're playing teams from the Lone Star. So I watch Eastern and Western, and I watch East Western get beat up. Yeah, they get beat up. Sol Ross, yeah. And because they're the little schools, they're little communities. They get beat up on by West Texas, Angelo State, and Permian Basin was new. They were the beat up ones for a couple of years. Now Permian Basin's the beat up on everybody. Yeah, now they're the like number 7. They're even beating old Rocky Mountain Conference, Colorado Pueblo, the Thunderwolves and stuff now, who also used to be the Indians. Yes. I thought that Colorado Mesa, which used to be just Mesa, I thought they used to be the Thunderbirds. I'm not sure. But I do know that Adams State used to be the Indians, and so does Southern Colorado, which is now CSU Pueblo. Southern Colorado Indians. I used to follow, I had the Xander Hollander books and Virgil Jenkins, Harold Ware, and Daryl Ransom. Also Donald Washington from El Paso, Texas, Johnny Portillo from Las Cruces. Harold had a brother. I can't remember Harold's brother's name that played for the team also. Harold's little brother played for him, like Elijah and Micah Owens and stuff. Yeah, no, Mom used to send off for the paper, and we followed the Mustangs. Mom wanted to go and live in Silver, but we couldn't arrange it economically. I'm sure Dad would have been down with it. It's just, they're Gila. Silver's gorgeous. We just could never arrange it. They tried to get to Thule, and they tried to get to Silver, but they could never get. You got to know somebody. You got to have a friend of a friend of a friend at a plumbing shop or whatever and stuff like that. So you got to be, money or related, right? So if you don't have money, you got to be related. Kate's favorite song. Want to hear her do it, Daddy? Okay. If you don't have money, you got to be related. It's New Mexico. What can I say? I'm sure it's that way in Alabama. I'm sure it's that way in Mississippi too. Money are related. Yeah. You know how tribalism works. Man, y'all need to live that Lord's Prayer, you crazy wackadoodle shitheads. You're fucking stupid and you're crazy. Money's not real. It's the way that selfish, pathetic people get aggressive and violent people to agree to disagree, to manipulate people to feel powerful. It's pathetic. They're pathetic. They have the elder wound. They're pathetic. Yeah. No sons, no daughters too. No, yeah, when you have narcissistic, aggressive, violent people, it went way different than what Zager and Evans were thinking. The reason why people are obese is because they're depressed and they're poisoned and they live near the freeway. And you might as well eat yourself to death because food feels good and you're going to die anyway. And you can't play football, you can't rap, you can't sing, and you can't ball. Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time. Out of the mist your voice is calling. 'Tis twilight time. When purple-colored curtains mark the end of day, I'll see you, my dear, at twilight time. All the kids in drama used to try to get me to go out for, Earl, you'd be a wonderful thespian. Mike Clark and the other guys. They were wonderful guys. They were... Voltaire got all mad at us because they kind of stand in the back. A lot of them were gay. Yeah, a lot of them were gay and had Christians on me. I understood that. But it didn't make me uncomfortable. They were nice guys. They were very talented. They were very kind. They were anti-beliefs. The one blonde kid, he was the one who called us back, the one that was walking around in his house slippers and a bathrobe and a pipe. I can't remember his name, but he was funny. I love the guy. I was like, man, he's funny. I could do comedy skits with him. He is hilarious. I could act out the birdcage. No kissing. Shit was funny, man. No, those guys were great. The thespians at Deer Valley High School? Yeah. Oh, God, they were funny. I used to go to their place. I loved their place. I think it was... No, Arsenic and Old Lace was at Casper because Rodney was friends with the thespians. Rodney was gay and a gymnast, yes. And stuff. But no, they were fun. They were intelligent. They were fun. They were expressive. Creative? No, they're not being creative. They're doing plays written by a bunch of assholes that like to feel important by manipulating people and say, if you want to get a part to make lots of money and show off on my play or sing in my opera, you're going to have to suck his dick, my dick, or there's okay, lick her coochie. You know, oh, damn, Otto Preminger, we suck again, right? Oh, Cecil B. DeMille, say it isn't so. Right? You know, so, stupid is as stupid does, you know, so. When people feel important because they're pathetic, that means other people accept pathetic as important. I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. My job is to make people understand who they are, what they're doing, and why they're doing it, so they won't do pathetic things anymore with money and technology to feel important. Some men can't stop them working in the devil workshop. It's bop. I like Donovan. I was thinking about I was going to make files and folders off my memory card and break them up to files and folders and then send a memory card to Patrick. Say, this is Donovan. You remember him because he did You About Today or Like Human Bomb that Dad had on his mixtape. And he also has a lot of other good songs that Dad didn't have. And then a lot of other good songs that I didn't have access to that I'd send to him and go, oh, God, Dad, these are really good. Especially Johnny Rodriguez. Patrick loves Johnny Rodriguez. And I didn't have half the albums. The only songs I had were from his greatest hits. I didn't have Linda had the albums, you know. And now you can get them on YouTube with really good quality, you know. But, yeah. You know, he never heard. It's a shame I had to call you on the phone, but I've never loved anyone more. He hasn't heard half of his. A lot of those songs on his first 3 albums, I think, are better than the ones that are his greatest hits. I like "Pass Me By," and "You Always Come Back to Hurting Me," but that old rain is cold and slowly falling. I wonder where you are tonight, and just have to learn to stay away from you. And there are other songs on that album. It's like, I think these are better. These are better. Those 3 albums are wonderful. They're 3 of the best albums, country albums I've ever heard. Okay. Introducing Johnny Rodriguez, all I ever meant to do was sing in my 3rd album. Jane, you've made me shed these tears until I have my doubts that I'm a man. I put leaving off so long that you... It's a good song. Yeah, it's a good tune. Patrick will love him. It's Johnny Rodriguez. He's going to love him. So I got to put them together and put them out there. It's hard on him. I know it's hard on him, but I don't have time to... I'm not with Patrick's mom or Noah's mom because I don't like being abused by pervert scientists through their parents, and they can't admit, I think he's right. What do you mean you think I'm right? Fuck. In the year 3510, if God's a-coming, he ought to be here by then. Possessive pronoun will say, hey, it's time for me to be the person exterminator with the technology. Hey. God dang, we're stupid. I know. And it affects us all. So don't be stupid. The ash from Mount St. Helens went all the way around the world. Okay, guys, I love you, all right? Peace out, man.